has everything.
Big Boy's Neighborhood, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, man.
Derek Fisher is in the neighborhood. It's all legendary up in here. Hey, Derek, do you consider yourself a basketball legend, for what's been done?
No.
Really?
I don't. I've been, I guess, kind of starting to come around to the idea because the longer I've not been playing.
How long has it been since you've played? Are we 5 years?
This will be 3 years.
3
My
years?
last year was in 2014.
Damn. Do you feel like, Derek, man, I could come back, especially what we're seeing right now? You don't have a one Laker year in you?
No, physically,
yes. Exactly.
Physically, I could play basketball again, but also what we're seeing is really good, fast, and quick players out there.
You got to get in there.
So I don't know.
Slow him down. You know what I'm saying? You bad.
You can slow him down. But no, I'm good, man. I gave the game all I had.
How does a basketball player retire? What does that feel like, man? Because you've been playing basketball for how long, Fish?
I played my first organized game of basketball when I was 6.
See?
So, and I probably picked up a basketball as soon as I could start walking.
So what does that feel like when that stops? In some capacity, it doesn't stop, because I know you probably still shoot around. But how does that stop with what does that feel like when you stop traveling, when you stop going to city, the lights and everything? Does that become addicting also? Not addicting, but that's got to become something that you're used to.
Yeah, no, it's a great question. And at first, I didn't realize I was kind of struggling with it, right?
Right.
Because I went straight from playing to coaching.
Yeah, man.
So I was still on that schedule and on that grind.
Right.
And then once I got back to L.A. after being fired in New York, it took 4 or 5 months for me to realize that I was struggling with having this much freedom in my day.
Yeah, man.
To kind of schedule.
Because I remember you would text me like, "Big, what's going on today?" I'm like, "Damn,
hang out with
this dude, man." And then my wife be like, "Where are you at?" Like, "Man, I was with Fish." This dude, man,
company.
he want to go to soup plantation and stuff. He never did too much,
Yeah.
So do you pick up new hobbies?
Yes. You pick up new hobbies
But you didn't get all fat and stuff, you know what I'm saying?
Look at
You're
Shane.
supposed to get fat
thank
and
you. No.
not saying about damn. But yeah, you know what I'm saying?
I couldn't allow that to happen. One, I like to wear suits from time to time, and I still want to be able to fit my suits.
I heard that. But you got you still got some bread too. You could just get the suit let out.
Yeah, but
you know
that bread got to stretch for a long time.
Yeah, hell yeah. So you say you pick up new hobbies, Fish. Like, what is it?
Yeah, no, I mean, right now I got the golf bug serious.
Really?
Yeah. Because I always had the bug, but I just didn't have the time or want to commit the time to being good at it.
Mm.
So now I'm putting the time and the bug together, and I'm trying to get.
How often are you out there on the course?
I'm trying to go at least to the driving range every day.
Damn.
And then I'm playing probably once a week now, and then I'll probably pick that up here pretty soon.
What's your handicap?
I have a disability. I don't have a handicap.
Go ahead now. This is golf talk you're doing right now.
Yeah, I'm not trying to be offensive to
Right. Golf talk.
An actual disability or a handicap, but in golf
terms,
you can't even measure my handicap at the moment.
Okay.
Right.
It's disabled.
Really though, that's crazy.
But I'm gonna improve
Yeah.
quickly. I'm gonna put the time in. I'm gonna get there.
I heard that. Now let me ask you this, man. We got Derek Fisher in the neighborhood, man. Why now in New York you got fired as the coach?
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Why they didn't give you the time that we see other coaches get? You know what I'm saying? Like you got to be able to get in there and learn the players, the cities, the routine, the this, the that. You know what I'm saying? Like it seemed like they wanted you to come in like, all right, go.
Yeah. No.
How many years were you there, Fish? 2?
Year and a half.
wow,
Yeah. Year and a half.
And we see them give other cats just like
so much more
running into the ground.
Yeah.
Like
it's a good question. It's one for somebody else, probably not me. I don't know the actual answer, but looking back on it, we were doing some good things. I do think that we were improving. Won 17 games in my first year. We were already at 22. The following year when I got fired with 20, almost 30 games to go.
Damn.
So we were for sure going.
So where are they now? Who was the miraculous person that came in? I don't follow. And no disrespect
they
to them.
They hired a new coach, and they won the same amount of games this year as we did the year before.
Right.
But it's a tough job, and coaching in a lot of ways is thankless.
It is.
No matter how good you do, you can always do better. Sometimes when you do bad, it's not as bad as people think it is.
Right.
But that just kind of comes.
And you need a fall guy too. You know what I'm saying?
And when as having been through leaving 106, coming here to Real, when you have politics and dynamics and contracts and agreements and details, and people have one motive, and maybe your agenda motive is different than theirs. Things just happen in business, and sports is the same way right now. So much money in sports, but it's still business. It's still politics. When you work for somebody else, you're kind of, it's their rules. You're the employee.
Right.
They wanted to go in a different direction, and all I have to do is respect that. I didn't like it, but it's been a blessing in disguise for me personally, because all I knew was NBA basketball, the schedule to travel. My kids only knew me as the player and the coach.
Right.
So now my kids are getting to know me as just their dad.
That's
man. You're taking them to school and everything.
Yeah. So it's been great, actually.
When you leave the team, did you follow along? Did you watch them as closely right after you left, or how far?
You talking about New York or
New York?
Okay.
Sorry, when you as a coach, and then seeing everything that was going down with Carmelo and.
Yeah, no. At first, I couldn't watch. It was too difficult to watch what I felt like I had helped create.
Right.
And that had I'd been kind of pushed out and didn't have the opportunity to see it all the way through. And then after a while, I got back in touch with the fact that a lot of the players on the team, we had built good relationships, and I wanted to at least see them do well.
Yeah.
Even though there's a part of me that maybe didn't want the team to win the game.
I know how it is.
You know what I'm saying? But I wanted certain players to play well.
Yeah.
And so, I went through that transition, and now it's just about, the players and, Kristaps Porzingis and Melo, and, seeing how difficult of a situation it's been for those guys, and Melo on a personal level, et cetera. You want guys to do well and be happy, and even if I'm not there, you still want that for those guys. So, I'm hoping that things can turn around just for them, not necessarily for any other reasons.
Is being a coach and coming pretty much fresh, off the court? At any time when y'all were playing, did you ever want to take your suit off and get in the game? Because how sometimes when you shoot the ball, you could just be playing and you'll lean your body thinking that it helped to go in.
Oh, yeah.
Did you ever think dude, it's hard to sit here and watch this?
Yeah, no, not thinking, okay, I could do better than this guy that's out there. Jose Calderon was great for us, who came to play for the Lakers this past season. So I never felt like, oh man, well, if I just take my suit off right now, I could go out here and do better than him. But there were for sure times where I felt like I could help.
Yeah, man.
And not even necessarily from a physical standpoint, but just the tough part as a coach is trying to pass along what it is that is on the inside of you and really get someone else to see it the same way. And so it's like relationship.
And to execute it, damn.
Yeah, you have expectations, and you think that the other person is kind of supposed to almost know or be in tune with what it is you expect.
Exactly.
And it's difficult to do that. Just like in a personal relationship, professionally as a coach, it's hard to really connect with another person and the two of you see the thing the same way.
Do you go through a low-key depression when you're not a NBA player, or when you get fired from the Knicks? Do you go through something?
Yeah, I think you go through something, whether you could diagnose it as actual depression.
Right, I hear you.
I don't know. I think some guys have struggled with that over the years, that really don't know what's next.
It's your identity so much for so long. You see those college basketball players, and it's they're a senior and they're at the NCAA, championship, and they know it's their last game. You can see it in their soul that it's heartbreaking.
I cried the same way after my last game as a senior in college. I didn't know I was going to play in the NBA.
Yeah,
so I thought maybe that was...
Boy, did you play, Jack.
I cried
You know what I'm saying? Like, damn, man. It was times when you be at the crib with the Lakers, what they've been going through. I'm like, Fish, just drive to the Staples Center, man.
Go back.
I know you got one of them uniforms at the crib, man. Like, just put it on and run out. Who gonna say no? We down by 30. You know what I'm saying? Derek Fisher, man. Now, I got to get into some Laker talk with you.
Okay.
What do we need to get back?
Great question. Well, here's the thing. I think anytime you are trying to build a successful team, group, organization, it all starts and ends with the people. You know, and we look at a lot of things and the policies and the procedures and what's the rules in it, but the people make it all go, right? So to me, the people starting to change is the first positive sign.
So it's going to take some time.
It's going to take some time.
And we should know that.
Yes.
Yeah, like how we were talking about just in New York, I felt like they should have gave you some time.
Yeah.
Nah,
you know what I'm saying?
Thank you, for sure.
And it's crazy because, like I said, other cats, they go and get that time. And it seemed like, you know, Walton, it seemed like he going to get that time.
I hope so.
He going.
But I think having Magic, who is just a brilliant businessman and business mind, been great at what he's done. Even though he's had failures in business and in life, he's been great. He's been able to sustain excellence. So I think his mind is great. Rob Pelinka's a great basketball mind, been an agent, worked with great players, understands the game, the collective bargaining agreement and those dynamics. And then Luke Walton being a championship player, a really smart young coach. So those three people, and then you add Jeannie Buss as an owner, who, you know, for many years people didn't see her at the owners' meetings and representing the Lakers. Like, she is as capable as any owner in sports. So those four people is where everything starts. And to me, when you have those four people involved making the decisions collectively, you're headed in the right direction. It's still going to come down to talent and players and making it all go. But
it's got to be this and that.
But I think for the first time in a while, I think we can be excited again about the collection of people that are now going to be steering the ship.
Right.
You know, so as opposed to all of the question marks and we don't know who's in charge and we're not sure about this. Like, to me, this group of four, Jeannie, Magic, Rob Pelinka, Luke, they have the ability to come together. Let me ask you this, bro. Build something.
It seems like it would make so much sense for you to be a part of the Lakers organization in some capacity. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not just talking about for the city or any of that. I'm talking about for, and not like, oh, they owe that to me because I was a great Laker.
Right.
But leadership, being there, steering, knowing what the formula was that worked, you know, being not 7-1 and being that guy that could play, like, in business, the way you carry yourself, what you could mean to that organization, it strikes me fucking crazy that you are literally down the street and they don't see that.
Yeah, I mean,
and I'm glad that, not glad, but I can't believe through all the other stuff that you didn't get the call. And now that we trying to stack it right, I'm hoping that unless y'all talking already, that you get that call.
Yeah, no, I mean, okay, so I was traded from the Lakers in 2012.
You always a Laker, though. I mean, you know.
And
forever.
Right.
I want to tell you straight up, I forgot what team you went to, but go ahead.
So and that's fine. And from 2012 to this is May 2017. So to February of 2017, there hadn't really been that call. And I don't know if, you know, I've ever said that, and I don't know if people understand that, because a lot of people tell me that on the street. Well, why aren't you on the staff? Why you know, you should go back to the Lakers.
That's a no.
And I'm here, and I think the Lakers have always understood that I've always wanted them to be successful, and any way I can help, I've said that I'm here for that. But like I said about the people involved, I've spoken to Jeannie Buss, I've spoken to Magic. Rob Pelinka was my agent for a long time as a player. The relationships are there. They've been busy. They got a lot of stuff to figure out. I'm hopeful that we'll talk at some point soon. If we don't, hey, I get it. I'm not going to take it personal. I gave the Lakers every ounce of me.
Yeah, man.
For every moment I wore that uniform. And if I do get the opportunity, I would do the same thing in any capacity that they would ask me.
And there's a passion there
so much
that you can't get from outside, bro. Like,
That's part of why it has worked for the Laker organization for so many years, even through the ups and downs. I think their ability to maintain and sustain the people that have a passion for seeing the Lakers be successful is why it's been that way. It's a family-owned team. A lot of people that have worked for the team have been either associated with or have relationships with the family. They understand the Lakers dynamics, what comes with it, the good and the bad. But I think this kind of influx of Magic's personality and his energy, and Luke as a good young coach, and Rob.
Well, I'm just going to run up on Magic.
It's all changing. And,
I'm just going to run up on Magic. And you hit me this morning from a different phone. Maybe they don't have your phone number.
Maybe. Have you thought about what moves they should do when it comes to the draft?
Yeah, that's what I was going to say, man. What?
Yeah, I mean, I've thought about it.
So we got the number 2 right now, right? Number 2 pick.
I'm glad it's not my job. I'm glad it's Magic's because it's a tough decision. Obviously, Lonzo Ball is the guy that everybody feels like the Lakers should pick, but it just depends on how they see who they have now, and then how they see next year. Do you draft another point guard with the number 2 pick when you have D'Angelo Russell and Jordan Clarkson already?
Right.
So you keep everyone?
Do you? I don't know. I'm just saying. Do you draft another point guard, knowing that it's possible that Russell Westbrook could be a free agent in next summer?
Oh man.
So there are a lot of things. There are a lot of things you have to do.
I'm a checkers guy.
You could draft Lonzo, trade him for a package deal.
You might be able
possibly
to, depending on what's out there. So there are a lot of different scenarios. What I think is most important with teams in these situations is that you have to draft the players that, of course, are talented enough to play and do well, but as a person and who they are, their character, their integrity, their work ethic, how they see the game, what kind of teammate they would be, that has to match up with, ownership, front office, and the head coach. So you have to draft players that Luke can get the best out of.
I think so.
And if that player is not built a certain way,
I feel like we're
that's why you should be there, because you understand all that.
Do you think that with Lonzo, they'll consider the fact that LeVar Ball is also attached to that?
I mean, I think you consider it, but, Magic has been clear about that, that you're not drafting his dad, you're drafting him as a player. I think that the team would figure out a way to, obviously welcome family, for any player that you draft, but also create boundaries and lines that, parents and family, shouldn't cross.
Yeah.
But, you have to consider it, just like, with the number 2 pick, A through Z is what you're evaluating.
Talent.
And so it's, of course, his talent, can he play, etc. But all of those dynamics, his background, his family background, his mental performance, his health history, all of that plays a part.
All that into consideration.
Whether or not you should draft that player.
Man, now you got a basketball camp, youth basketball camp that's going down. Why does Derek Fisher give a damn about these kids? No. But why does the youth basketball camp?
Well,
how many years have you been doing this one, Fish?
This will be the 4th year, but I did 3 years and then here in LA.
Okay.
And then in 2013, basically once I was no longer living in LA, and I was spending most of my summer in Oklahoma City, and then moved to New York coaching the Knicks. So it just kind of stopped because I wasn't here.
Right.
Now that I'm back in LA full time, Derek Fisher Basketball Academy is back.
I heard that.
Just the city of LA and the people of LA have been good to me in ways that I can't describe, in terms of like moving here 20 years ago in 1996 and, playing for the team. But the city always just embraced me and our teams. So this is a way to continue to just have an attachment and put energy back into the city. And I think that through basketball, through sport, through extracurricular activities, you can teach kids a lot of things. And so not only are we going to have a blast this week in terms of just fun and learning basketball fundamentals, et cetera, but just really talking to kids and helping them understand different things, skills, being a good teammate, sportsmanship, discipline.
Do you
focus.
trip, Fish, how, like, now that my son is really playing, right? Yeah. I see how big this is now. How many kids are playing, what these camps feel like, where you're trying to navigate your boy or your girl to, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And when you could say my son or daughter is attending Derek Fisher's camp, that means a lot, especially like you're hands-on at your camps.
Yeah.
You know, because some cats are kind of just like put a name on it.
Right.
And then they have like a T-shirt and then they'll come a day and do, pictures. But you're there.
Yeah. No, that's the only way I could do this. I've always felt like I'm not calling anybody's name or saying any particular camp right or wrong, but I wouldn't put my name on the camp and not be there. So Monday through Thursday, we're there 9 to 3. I'm there from 9 to 3. On Friday, we're there from 9 to 12:30. I'm there from 9 to 12:30. By the end of the week, 160 campers are our max. We have great staff to kid ratios from like 8 to 1 or 10 to 1.
Now, is this a daily show up?
Yes.
Like it's drop off and pick
overnight,
up?
Yeah,
okay.
Drop off and pick up.
Cool in the game.
And
I'm just trying to get the information.
No. Hey,
people probably thinking like, man, Big is really looking out for the kids.
Yeah,
no, I'm not looking out for the kid.
I'm there.
You know?
I'm there, and I like to, over half the kids by the end of that week, I know by name.
That's dope.
And I'm touching base.
And where does that take place at, man?
It's at Roybal Learning Center, Edward R. Roybal Learning Center, basically near downtown LA,
gotcha.
Off of First Street.
And that's June 26th through June 30th.
Through 30th.
And it's Monday, really Monday through Friday.
Yeah.
Nice.
And it's open to boys and girls. And I love that ages 8 to 14 years of age.
Yeah.
And if you need more information, they can always register and get all the information at DerekFisher.com.
Yes, sir.
I knew I should have grabbed that name.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I would have sold it back to you, Jack.
Another thing that, to me, is special about this week is that a lot of kids, Jaden is a really good player.
Thank you.
Right? He's welcome at this camp just like any player is, right? But you also have kids 8 to 14, boys and girls, that aren't as good as Jaden.
Right, man.
And when they go to basketball camps, they feel somewhat intimidated by how good a lot of the other players are. And so this week is set up to welcome all kids at all levels.
Yeah, man, and we're all learning, and you neutralize that. Like,
yes, this is not a pressure-packed elite. Your kids should only come if they're the best in the city.
Right. Where they ranked.
No.
Right.
You bring your kids here, they're going to learn the game, they're going to have fun, and they're going to feel like energized and empowered leaving here, not as though they're not good enough.
I heard that. Like, why am I here?
Yeah.
Believe that, man.
That's not what we do.
Make sure you, you grab more information, DerekFisher.com. Boys and girls age 8 through 14 years of age, man. And those dates are June 26th through the 30th.
Yes.
I don't want people to think like, oh, I got to get there this weekend. No, you know what I'm saying?
Time.
June 26th through the 30th. Derek Fisher. Now, being 0.4, you know what I'm saying? Go ahead now. What was it, 0.4?
Yes, sir.
0.4. I remember that game, bro.
Man.
I couldn't, man. I was like, I remember you just ran off the court. Remember?
Yeah.
He was like, man, I don't want them to call nothing back.
Right.
It was like, and we weren't at the game. I want to say I was coming from Mexico with some of my partners and we was listening to it.
Wow.
And the ball, when we heard it, then it just got quiet.
Yeah.
And then we just heard everybody, and Fish, and I'm like, man.
Yeah,
like,
man.
this dude, like, what does that feel like, bro?
It's crazy to think that was 13 years ago. Like,
damn.
Yeah, a couple weeks ago.
Do you ever walk around in the t-shirts? Like, you're not even selling them in front. Did you ever see cats trying to sell you the t-shirt? And like, man, that's me on the shirt.
They
homie.
didn't
Like,
actually try to sell it to me, but there were definitely a lot of shirts that I was like, man, wish I would have, talked to my man so I can get a piece of that.
Yeah, just rolling past, like, damn, that's me on the shirt, man.
Yeah, no, it's crazy, man. Those type of moments are what you live for as an athlete, for sure. And I ran off the court because, like you said, I know it's not. Hey, I don't care.
They said that you
exactly.
They said you ran off the court, and then they said you ran through the tunnel.
Yeah,
and then you was running down Figueroa or something like that before they came and picked you up.
Hey,
you was like,
probably
man,
could have run back to LA.
Good thing they didn't have Uber back then, boy, because you would have been like, yeah, give my credit card information. We got to get the hell out of here.
Now, it's great though.
Being a cat that we respect so much in the NBA and in life, man. If there was an NBA Mount Rushmore, 4 heads on the Mount Rushmore for NBA, who's on Derek Fisher's Mount Rushmore NBA?
Only 4.
You know what? Let's do 6.
Okay, we could do 4 with like an honorable mention.
All right, go ahead now.
Mount Rush, and maybe not add them.
The more, yeah.
I mean, Magic is my all-time favorite.
Go ahead now.
Period. So he has to be on there. I think Bill Russell. Has to be on there. It's a shame that Kareem always gets left out of these discussions.
I know, man.
Because I want to put him on there, but I only had 2 spots left, right? And I think you do have to show love to some guys that's done it in the last 20 years.
Right.
So Michael Jordan has to go
yes, sir.
onto that Mount Rushmore. And then that 4th spot right now, I would probably put Kobe on there. But LeBron is getting closer.
Damn. Ooh. Don't say that.
Not in terms of eclipsing Kobe individually, but just eclipsing a lot of all-time greats.
Right.
So I'm not saying he's getting closer to just Kobe. Yeah. He's getting closer to being in that conversation as far as all-time greatest ones.
People throw around the GOAT so easily now.
All the time.
And again, I'm not saying that like Steph Curry's not a great player. I'm not saying that Russell Westbrook is not a good player. But they throw that word around, and I think those words
people say legend so fast.
It's like, what level do you think a player should be when you can say, okay, I'm going to start considering
like you saying that LeBron is he's knocking on that door. You know what I'm saying?
I think that's a great question. I've always been more so like, I think you should give somebody a chance to allow them to display their entire body of work before you start to analyze and judge where they end up. So that's the way I've always seen it. Something about the way LeBron is going about it, though, and like the sustained success, like 6 straight trips to the NBA Finals.
Yeah, man.
Like
we can't even joke no more.
No. We're talking about like, Bill Russell, and then like maybe Michael Jordan, who has 6 straight trips because he took a year and a half off to play baseball. I think that, so 6 and 7, for Michael, and then LeBron. I mean, we had a great run from 99 to 2012. We went to the finals 5 times.
Yeah,
we
6
did.
times.
But
good times.
LeBron is doing and he's making it look easier than it should be. So I just think you have to start to prepare yourself for the conversation, even though you can't. I don't think you put that label on anybody before they get done showing us everything they're going to show us.
All righty. What about the Mount Rushmore? Who's overrated? No,
I like that.
What's the Mount Rushmore?
Not
overrated, but just like.
That's a tough one. Because again, are they overrated?
You're still collecting everything.
Yeah, because are they overrated today?
Right.
But in 5 years, maybe not. I mean, we didn't. Isaiah Thomas was the 60th pick in the 2nd round of the NBA draft. So he was the last player picked.
And how tall is Isaiah Thomas?
Isaiah's like 5'9".
Really? And how tall are you, Fish?
6'1".
Okay.
So 3 years ago, we would have said, this guy.
Yeah.
Right.
All-star, please.
Right.
MVP possibly, please. Now, that all makes sense. So before you overrate or underrate, I think you allow it to happen. Because a lot of players, they may not be doing what you think they are capable of doing, not because they're not capable.
Right.
A lot of other dynamics that's going on. And so once you give them a chance to kind of do their thing for a while, maybe they change teams, the system's better, the coach is different, and then they flourish a little bit more.
Fish, I got to ask you this. What was with the Lakers in our heyday? You know what I'm saying? What was so great about being a Laker?
I don't know if there's any, and I'm not trying to hate on the Dodgers or the Kings because I know the Kings have won some Stanley Cups in the last 5 years or so, but I don't think there's anything else that brought all of LA together.
I remember that, bro.
The way when the Lakers are winning,
it made my job so much easier too.
I don't care where you from, your background, your history. I mean, I'm not trying to get too deep into like race relations, et cetera. But one thing that everybody could agree on was their love for the
Lakers.
Gold and the Lakers.
Yes,
Lakers.
Man.
And to me, that's what the team doing well. That's what it does for the city.
I'm about to say that. It united the city, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Parades?
And then the parades.
Oh, the parades.
And I heard, and I don't know how close you are to the Laker organization. I heard that the parade buses, I heard that they took the engines out the buses because they didn't need them right now.
Stop it.
They put them in transit.
Yeah. They said.
I believe it.
Yeah. I'm not knowing.
Yo, I had no idea that's where you was going with it.
Okay. Yeah, I just heard that they was like, yeah, man, just take the engines out, man. What was not so great about being a Laker?
I don't know maybe just the expectations. I don't
pressure.
know, but yeah, but that to me, that's what also made it great. So it was a gift and a curse, I guess, of expecting to win, and the city and the fans and everybody expecting us to win. I guess not so great was just a lot of things would probably put people were putting 20 on the 10 on everything that happened.
Right.
Where it's like, man, Kobe's shoe was untied and Shaq walked by him and didn't tie a shoe for him. And so that mean they beefing.
Right.
And that wasn't what was actually going on the team. So, that kind of stuff made it challenging at times.
Did you see some things that between Kobe and Shaq that like, man, I could never talk about that?
Yeah.
What was it?
It's always
Write it down.
well,
don't say it, but write it down and I'll read it.
Blink 3.
Yeah. But you've seen some things, and you guys are in close quarters, your teammates, you're on the plane, and so on and so forth.
Yeah.
So you've seen some things.
Yeah, but not just Shaq, Kobe type things, but even just on the team, on the bus, on the plane. Those are things that nobody else should know. Other guys could share if they want to, but for me personally, there's no need to talk about those things that were just seen between us.
Right, right. Man, it'd be great for my ratings if you did.
It would. Just a little bit of an exclusive.
You know what I'm saying?
Just imagine if social media was as popping as it is
my God.
now. Back then,
so happy.
it would have all been out.
Homies recording the other players. They do it bad back then. We had W's too.
That code would have been
Let me
gone.
ask you this, man. What do you miss about being a Laker or just miss about the game?
Miss about being a Laker? I don't know if, probably that's more of a miss about the game question because I think I still see myself in a lot of ways as part of the Lakers' history, and definitely other people see me that way.
Yeah.
So I feel like I'm still a Laker.
Hell yeah, you are.
As far as miss about the game as a player, it's hard. You can't get that feeling of competing against the other team and against other players. And doing whatever it takes to help your team win. Like, you can't get that anywhere else. You just don't. That feeling you get when you're walking out of the huddle during the timeout and you're going back out there, you're getting ready to, have to run these plays or defend this player.
Let me ask you this.
Can't find that feeling anywhere else.
Fish, if the Clippers wanted you to play 2017, 2018 in Los Angeles, the Clippers said, man, we want you for 1 year. Would you?
Say yes.
No, so
what you tell them?
Say yes.
No, say no.
People always want you to be so diehard.
Lakers.
They don't see the mortgage opening up. They don't see that your kids.
They don't see that he gets to play again.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Purple and gold.
Yeah,
I think you should just say no.
Yeah.
It would be hard to do that.
You can.
Right.
Don't do that.
Yeah, it would be hard. I love and respect Doc Rivers. I think they have a great team when they're healthy. They're as good as anybody. And physically, I could do it.
Right.
But I don't think emotionally, psychologically,
Right.
I could put on another uniform in LA.
Yeah.
Right.
And I don't know if I could do that.
Man, was it hard
Love
to
your
go
loyalty.
other places like OKC? And you played well. You know what I'm saying? You played. But was it different kind of running through a different tunnel or looking down at your jersey and like?
Yeah, that's always hard, especially initially.
Right. Did you ever throw the ball to Kobe? Like, shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm over here messing up. Sorry about that, homie.
Sorry.
I forgot.
Yeah, it is hard to make that shift, and especially when you get traded during the season. So you have 48 hours to show up to the next place.
Is that what happened?
Yeah.
Oh man.
What was the first team? That was what, the Golden State?
Well, in 2004, I went to Golden State as a free agent.
Yeah.
So that was my choice
Right.
because the Lakers were they didn't want to open the bag up big enough.
I hear you.
Gotcha.
And so I had to make a decision, that was better for me personally and professionally.
Yeah.
And then when I was traded in 2012, that was a Lakers decision.
Gotcha.
So, and it's more the way I didn't get a heads up. I didn't know. I woke up the next morning. I was traded.
Damn.
You know, my phone had 37 messages, and so that's the difficult part of when you're traded and you're just not aware that your whole life is going to change.
Damn.
So it's difficult to.
And then you show up. Is it OKC?
Yeah.
You show up out there, and it's like, damn, now you're on the new uniform. You still had your purple and gold shoes because you forgot to bring the other ones.
Yeah, no,
Switch shoes real quick.
Oh my God.
Yeah, Foot Locker or something around.
yeah.
You ain't got no
And then
NBA
you
story?
gotta, you know, you
That's
got to explain to
crazy.
your kids like,
Yeah.
I'm out.
Do you feel a certain way? Do you burn a jersey and then wish you didn't? When, you know what I'm saying?
Like
but
fans do?
Yeah, but do you take something like, man, F this, man. I hate, you know what I'm saying?
Not burn the jersey, but you know.
But you did
definitely
kind of
some F this
roll
moments.
one up, right?
Yeah,
Like, man,
roll it up and
no, I ain't gonna throw this one away.
yeah, too many of them had the finals logo on.
Oh
there.
yeah, brother.
can't
You know what I'm
throw those
saying?
away.
Yeah, you don't throw it away. You can put it away though.
Yeah.
But you still. I mean, emotionally though, like you pissed,
Right.
Yeah.
Hell
because
yeah.
you still feel, especially if you feel like you were bringing value and still have value to bring.
Yes, man.
Then I mean, but if you're kind of like, I was kind of over the hill.
Yeah.
All right, I understand.
You know, I was trying to get one more.
Right.
Yeah, they
But,
caught me. When was the
yeah,
last
but-
time you put your Laker uniform on? Do you ever just put it on and walk around the house?
Cook
Nah,
also.
Do you
that's
have
a good
old uniforms?
That's a good idea, though.
I would do like Halloween.
Yeah.
I just
Yeah,
like
does
trick or
anyone wanna
treat.
borrow
with
it
my
for
kids. Like,
Halloween?
hey, what's happening?
How dope would that be?
my daughter,
Turned
did
it into
that
a dress.
for Halloween.
Really?
Like she and her friends did like a
With the official stuff?
Yeah.
Like, nah, I don't
That's
play with
dope.
that. Jack.
jerseys.
That's
you know,
dope.
and so,
Were you at the house when she was getting dressed, or did you come home like, hey, where my shit at?
No.
I'm like, when she
my
come home, I'm
jersey?
like, baby, hold on,
check
baby.
these
Like,
jerseys every day.
like, what are you doing with
She
this?
asked me, which was great.
It was long, so I cut the bottom. Like, what?
Yeah, no, I know,
She
right?
cropped it.
Yeah,
Crop
man.
top.
But I asked her that though, so that I could be sure. Like, okay, do you need like the real thing,
Right.
or are you gonna like cut it and tie it and do the whole
Yeah.
girl thing with it? And she was like, "No, I'm gonna just wear regular." So I sent her the real.
How many
real deal.
uniforms do you have at the house? Like game uniforms?
That's a good question. I mean, every year at the end of the season, all teams pretty much give you one road and one home set.
Right.
And then the years that we won the championship, like then you get the set with the trophy on it, and you get the regular set.
Damn.
So I mean, I don't know what that count is, but
So after a game, Fish, you guys take it off and just throw it in something to be cleaned?
yeah, you throw it in the big bin in the middle or in the middle on the floor, and then teams have equipment manager, so they either have to go and wash it right away, start to let it dry for the next night, or they have to.
Because you don't have like a lot of uniforms, right?
No, they have a lot of them, but they don't give them to you.
Right.
So and then on the road sometimes, like say if we played in Boston on Thursday and Chicago on Friday, then those uniforms don't get washed before flying to Chicago.
Damn.
But then once you get to Chicago at 3 a.m, the equipment manager has to then get those uniforms to the Chicago Bulls equipment manager, who then washes those and starts to let them
damn.
dry for the next day.
It's a process.
So, it's
It's
serious.
God.
We think y'all
Equipment
just get on
managers
the
is a
court.
real
Hell yeah. You know
job.
what I'm saying? Equipment manager can't get
managers are
sick.
like, nah, they are unsung heroes for sure.
Really though. Now, what about after an away game? Do y'all immediately pretty much get on the plane? Because I heard, Fish, that even if you, like how y'all could be booked and it could be a flight that has other people on it, and they will pull the people off to put an NBA team on if you don't have your own plane.
Well, I mean, that must have been when the teams were still flying commercial.
Right.
Because now, either the team has its own plane,
You would
or
think, huh?
they have. I think Delta is the airlines that the NBA
Right.
has the relationship with. So then you have these big Delta planes that each team is basically chartering.
Is there not assigned seating, but you kind of know, like, when you were playing, like, oh, that's Kobe's area.
Yeah.
That's Shaq's area.
Yeah.
Did you have an area, Fish?
Yeah, it was basically like the first class cabin, and then the NBA charters have like a middle cabin that's chartered or kind of customized, and then that's where the coaches sit. And then the back part of the plane is where like media, equipment managers, trainers sit in the back. So in the first class cabin, all of the players.
Who was up there?
And then
all the
Phil-
players or most?
All the players.
Okay.
And then Phil would sit there because physically the other seats didn't fit.
Right.
you know, for
Hell,
him.
he Phil Jackson.
So-
he didn't levitate on the plane?
Hey.
You think
Is
we do
that
be
what
levitating?
Hold
So then
on.
it was
That
me,
is-
and then so in the last 2 rows of the first class cabin, it was me and Phil sat right behind me, and then no, me. Then Kobe sat right behind me, and then Phil sat right to our left. So there were a lot of nights where the three of us
just talking it up,
just huddled up right there watching film.
Wow.
You know, we show something to Phil, or Kobe shows something to Phil. We talk it out. And
Kobe was intense, huh?
Oh yeah.
He always thought basketball. It seemed like.
Yeah, he just has an ability to focus on the task that is you can't find in many places.
Yeah, man.
And it allows him.
They said it was brutally honest as well.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, but it's still all about winning.
Yeah, I hear you.
You know,
he's not talking about like if you got a crooked eye. He ain't saying you crooked eye, mother. You know what I'm saying? It's all about
it's all about winning. And I don't, even when he's brutally honest and it hurts, like it's not personal.
Right. It's for the betterment of the team. I think that's where,
you know, guys that struggle playing with him struggle because they took things personally, whereas all he was thinking about was winning the championship.
And you like got that.
And I got that because that's all I was thinking about. So he didn't have to convince me.
And at that time, that's all we were doing too.
You know,
something was working. Yeah. I gotta ask you, and I've been saying 5-time a lot. That's
so
5
dope,
rings,
that
right?
Epic, dog.
Fish. They broke into your crib.
Yeah.
Yes.
Did they get the 5 rings for real, or you just doing an insurance scam?
Nah, they did.
Tell us the truth.
They did.
Yeah.
Damn.
Because remember, I hit you up and I was like, man.
They did. But they'll turn up though.
Hell yeah. Like, where do you go? You know what I'm saying? Where do you go with Derek Fisher's rings?
Yeah, they always do. And then ultimately,
what else did they do? So did they go straight to Derek Fisher's rings, or was it a real burglary?
Nah, they went to
they knew
where they felt like they could find jewelry.
Damn.
So, you know, the rings, you know, some watches, my girl's jewelry, like that, like, you know, they came up. But
wow.
You know, at the end of the day, it's just stuff.
Right.
You know what I mean? And it could have been a lot worse.
Yeah, it
like,
could have.
You know, Glory was 15 minutes from being at the house.
Oh, wow.
So had she shown up to the house 15 minutes earlier, you know, she could have run up on some trouble. That would have been obviously far worse than some jewelry coming up missing.
Bro.
And you can't. I was there. I won the championship with the team. Right. So you could take the ring, but you can't take the. You know what I mean? You can't take that away.
So when did you find out that the home was burglarized? Do you walk in? Do you see that something happened?
I was working out, and Gloria called me and was like, "Something is off here. Like, I feel like somebody's been in the house." And she thought she was tripping at first, but then she called me back again and was like, "Nah, for sure. Like, you need to come home now." Like,
wow.
Yeah, something. Yeah, somebody's been in the house.
Damn.
So do you come home, Fish, and do you go straight to your ring cabinet, closet, or whatever?
No, I mean, I just went upstairs and, you know, she started explaining to me how she kind of walked in and started to see like some things were out of place. And, you know, it became obvious that somebody had been in the house, which, you know, for a woman, that's as, you know, scary as you can get to know that somebody, you know, was in your room and in your space. And so, again, my thoughts immediately go to that. Like, you know, the rings mean a lot, but like I said, I lived it. I was there. I was on the bus during the parade. You could take the ring, whatever, but you know, my loved ones and people that I care about, that's far more valuable.
So did the Lakers replace the rings or?
No.
Or did you
I reached out to them to help get in contact with the specific jewelry companies that made the rings so that then I could figure out, you know, how to work that out, do the insurance claims and all of that stuff. And, you know, they were helpful. They're not going to pay for and replace the rings, which is fine. But again, they'll turn up. So I'm not.
Where do you
I'm not
go with
gonna.
them?
You need to do like Louis, man. Like when you got to stick it in your ass, man.
They'll turn up.
That's what he does.
You know what I'm
Keep it
saying?
safe.
They're in
Stick
jail
your
right now.
rings in your
He's in
ass.
jail.
He's kind of got this attitude of like Liam Neeson in Taken, where he's like, "I've got a specific set of skills, and I will find you." Like, he's like, they'll turn
And
up.
it'll
turn
float.
up.
Yeah.
It'll float. Like I remember one
He's
time
sick.
somebody broke into my homeboy Ray's stuff and took everything. And you know, this is before radio, of course, you can't do this now, but we was literally kicking in, you know, going after stuff, you know, looking for it. And then I remember I told Ray, I said, man, we can't continue to look for it like this. I said, it's gonna pop up. And sure enough, it popped up. We end up, getting it back.
Did you have it like in an obvious
My
place?
man that stole it probably listening. Like, hell yeah, you
Not
got it
behind
back.
like a vault or anything like that?
Don't put people in this house now. You know what I'm saying? Like,
It's like I had a secret.
now, how did they get in? No,
The code number.
I'm just saying because like if that's like all they went for, like did it ever cross your mind there could have been like an inside job, like somebody
See,
that
I
already
didn't want
knew
to ask all that.
that
He
somebody
said it's
already
gonna
knew
show
your
up.
house?
You know what I'm saying?
They'll turn up.
Derek Fisher, you're on a boat.
Uh-oh.
No, let's do this. You're on a raft
Okay.
in the middle of the ocean. You look in the ocean, you see two people floating. Now you can only bring one person up. The other person is going to drown.
Okay.
You look in the ocean, you see Kobe Bryant, and you see Shaquille O'Neal.
That's a good one.
Who do you pull up and who do you let drown?
Man. That's a tough one right
They
there.
got to drown too, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's like, they're not, he's like, yo, they're
Right,
not
right.
going to get saved later.
Yeah, and
Somebody's not
let's
gonna
not
come
like,
by.
I can't pull Shaq up at this moment
Yeah.
right
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
Shaq working out though. You know what I'm saying? But
yeah. Oh, man.
It's a tough question.
That's a very tough question. I mean, I probably would have to pull up. I don't know, man. I
You
probably
know.
would have to pull up.
You already have it locked
in his
in.
head, he
Oh,
thinking
right.
about an
He already
argument he
has
had
it.
with somebody.
Yeah, I'm
or-
like,
That's
hold
hard as
on.
a
How can I
fan.
get back?
hell yeah.
Yeah, no, to me, like Shaq was like my big bro.
I hear you.
You know what I'm saying? Like, but in more recent years, Kobe and I, became a lot closer.
Damn.
That's cool.
All right, let me ask you this.
So
Is it a difference between when it was Laker championship ball? Would it be a different answer? And then today, if you were on a raft?
yeah,
All righty.
yeah.
So championship ball for the team, who do you pull up?
I probably would pull up Kobe.
All righty. Now fast forward to today.
Yeah.
And I don't want you to think about, Kobe got a baby coming and Shaq. Don't think about personal, even though people probably may take this personal. That's why I'm asking.
Yeah.
Who do you pull up and who do you let drown?
I think I would pull up Shaq today,
All right.
like from a like I said, like a big brother standpoint.
I heard
Like Kobe and I's relationship is like, like
Yeah.
we were like
I love Shaq.
great work friends.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's hard to describe to people. Like, our teams weren't the model of the teams that you see now, where these guys played AAU together or they went to the same high school.
Right.
So they like to do everything together and go eat and go over here and go to the club together. Like, we were kind of grown men and people had families and kids and other stuff. So when we came together, it was to go to work.
Right, I hear you.
And then when Cole went back to his house, I went
Yeah,
back
this
to
is
my
a day at
house.
the office.
Shaq went to his house. Guys went back to their house. So Shaq and I's relationship was a little more personal over the years, whereas Kobe and I became really close because of the amount of time we played together, worked together, spent together, would do anything for him. But I feel like Big and I, like, our personal relationship is a little better. And then we've reconnected since I've been doing the TV stuff with TNT and NBA TV. And, Shaq's just a good dude. I would always, be there for him, be there for both guys, but I would probably pull up Shaq.
I heard
today.
that. All righty. Derek Fisher, what do you feel about these super teams? Like how people kind of move in to get the ring, and you know what I'm saying? Like you see the Warriors and that, they guarantee, not guarantee, but people are moving. I gotta
Like
go
a
get
dream
that.
team.
Yeah,
Right.
dream teams.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. Here's the thing. I mean, other than the actual USA Dream Team, which I think, that original version of, Magic and Bird and that, I don't think any basketball team in the world ever in history could beat them.
Right.
Like
Tell me about it.
So that's the only, to me, super team that, like, if they were all on the same team, you couldn't beat
How do you feel about cats that moved just to get the ring?
But now this version of like I don't have a problem with a guy that wants to win a championship and go to a team where he feels like he can win a championship.
I hear you.
I have no
Still
problem
gotta
with
play.
that. Kevin Durant, I love Kevin. I'm fine with that. But to your point, what you just said, you still have to play the game.
Yeah.
And if the other guys on the other teams believe in themselves as much as they should,
Right. It shouldn't be a rollover.
it's not a rollover. It just shouldn't be. Last night, the Celtics had a chance to beat the Cavs again last night.
Yes.
And so you see these examples of guys having a great performance on one night and can't figure out how to do it the next night. Whereas the great ones are able to
pull it off.
And so to me, that's the only difference. It's just that maybe you have to be on your A game more often than you would if these guys weren't all together, like if it wasn't KD, Steph Curry, Klay Thompson. But Draymond Green is really, this is the guy we should be talking about. We've seen LeBron, D-Wade, and Chris Bosh on the team before together, those three guys. Everybody, they hated LeBron at first, then they kind of started to like, okay, well, this ain't that bad.
Right.
Draymond Green is the guy that turns this conversation into this super team thing because as a second-round pick and as a guy that nobody even heard of when he got drafted, has turned himself into one of the most known dudes in the league.
Yeah,
a
man.
superstar
Always
player.
on your tongue. Real talk.
So it's not that just because certain dudes get on the team that it's automatic they're going to win. But who's the Draymond Green of the other teams that's going to say, all right, it's so-and-so and so-and-so that's supposed to be the two superstars. Yeah. Just like our teams, for example. Let's bring it to L.A., Shaq and Kobe or Shaq and Pau Gasol. But Lamar Odom felt like he was as good as anybody out there.
Right. Oh.
Rick Fox took responsibility just for our success as much as Shaq did.
Yes.
Robert Horry felt like he was supposed to make sure we won just like Shaq did.
Say that.
So there was no difference between accountability and responsibility for success. We believed that we were just as responsible for winning as much as Shaq and Kobe. Not, it's Shaq and Kobe and we just
right. Let them do it.
Let them do it. And so I just think that more teams have to figure out which guys that they can bring in that are going to take on the ownership for winning as much as the so-called superstars. And to me, that's what made Miami Heat work. It was Shane Battier, Mario Chalmers, Udonis Haslem.
Right.
It's those other guys.
Teamwork make the dream work.
And then, of course, the great coaching at the right time, the Phil Jackson, the Eric Spoelstra, the Pat Rileys, the Greg Popovich. Like, that all has to fit together. I don't care who's on the team, but Steve Kerr's personality, it matches with the personalities of the Warriors.
Hey, man,
players.
what's going on with Steve Kerr right now? Did I miss something?
He has a really bad back injury.
Oh,
he had it,
so
and
that's
it's,
what's keeping him off the.
It's so bad that he legit. He's says that he can't stand through a game. It's really sad.
Yeah.
But the team is really stepping up, and they're trying to a lot of them have said we're doing this for him, and we're not only doing it for the team but also for him, and making sure that we continue the great work that he's done with us. So, but God, back injuries. Ugh.
Yeah, that's got to be a mess because I know he got bread and insurance, and it's something they can't do for him.
And that's going to be tough. I mean, because imagine our teams as good as we were, but if you take Phil out of it during the finals, during one of those key timeouts, you take Phil's voice out, and it might, Mike Brown's a good coach.
Right.
But his voice is different than Steve Kerr's.
They can't just roll him out in a bed.
That's what
and he can't just lay there or something. Well, we'll see.
Everybody can get an earpiece.
And
he can do it.
I'm down here.
All
that hologram work they got now. Just be FaceTiming. But my man, he be at the arena sometimes. Though.
Yeah, he did start traveling to the arena recently.
Damn. So you landed on TNT.
Yeah,
man, what is that?
Congrats, man.
And you know what I love about that is that you know the game, and I love that you know what I'm saying. Because sometimes you see commentators and they're very great at spectating. You know what I'm saying? The reason why I love Roy Jones Jr. on HBO because he's been in the ring. He's a boxer, and not to take anything away from Lampley. I don't know if he trained or whatever. But when you see cats that know the game, know what the W feel like, know what the L feel like. For you, you know what the playoffs feel like. You know what the championship feel like. You know what I'm saying? So when you sit down, that for me was another no-brainer. Like how I'm saying the Lakers need to pull you in. But I'm glad that they hit you up and that came together.
Yeah, I appreciate it, Big. And a lot of it, it started when I was thinking about after playing in 2014 whether I should go coach or go into TV or some of these other options. I basically got back to the TV broadcast space where I felt like it would be a good fit and I would like the energy of it. And it's turned out to be great. I got to show love to Spectrum Sportsnet here in LA.
Man, hello.
Because they really supported me as well, giving me a lot of reps and giving me a lot of camera time here in LA. So then when I got those national looks on TNT and NBA TV, I felt more ready. I was more comfortable talking and being on camera. So I got to give them love because they really helped prepare me for the national looks that came from Turner. But it's a lot of fun, man. I get to watch the games, stay close to it, analyze it, give people the insight into what I'm seeing, my perspective of it. But then the schedule, where I can go knock that out for a few days.
Right,
I can be back and pick the kids up from school on Thursday.
Nice.
I heard that, man. Is this something that you would do next season as well, or do you think that the Lakers calling you is going to get in the way and we can't do it all?
As of now, that I'll be doing that next year.
Okay.
It was a great first year. I'm looking forward to doing more of it. But again, I'll make sure that my new number is,
available.
Available. But I can't. Which I feel like I've done in the past with the Lakers. Like I've waited for that call. It's like that, that you waiting for that girl to call you. That you really was feeling like
I gave her my
I've
number.
waited for that call.
It seemed like we was cool last night.
We connected.
Yeah.
And so, life moves on and opportunities present themselves, and you have to make the best decision you can at that time. And so, I'm here, but also, there are opportunities I'll continue to pursue, and getting back on the sidelines at some point in the right situation is also, something that's, hopefully will happen. But I'm enjoying life, though, most importantly.
As you should, brother.
20 years in the league playing and coaching, and now just getting a chance to kind of just enjoy that work.
Warriors and Cavs, who wins? And in how many?
I think the Warriors win the series in 6.
All right.
Yes.
I think the Cavs. I do think LeBron challenges the Warriors in ways that no other team
definitely
does. Like his ability to control the game, the pace, his decision making. They will be challenged, but I think Kevin Durant, because essentially it took the Cavs 7 games to beat the Warriors last year without Kevin Durant's what he brings.
So true.
Okay.
So I think that this year, Kevin's addition, not just offensively, but his length. He's another guy that can guard LeBron.
Damn.
So they got KD. Iguodala can guard LeBron.
Damn.
And then even
hold that right there. Let me call my people, tell them let's cancel this bet.
Hey,
Call your bookie.
Even though I'm going for the Cavs, I gotta say Klay Thompson is so I feel like he does not get the credit that he deserves.
Yeah.
He's so good.
He doesn't, but that comes with being with greatness.
Yeah.
Right. Everybody that played on our teams next to Kobe, Shaq, Pau Gasol,
man.
etc.
Fisher.
That's
right.
That's you live
but
with that.
I love Klay Thompson. I love the way he plays.
Klay embraces that.
Yeah.
And I think that motivates him and pushes him. And I think, guys like Draymond, they also embrace the fact that,
It's fine.
they get all the shine. Everybody think it's all them.
Right. Yeah.
But hey, what I do, that also makes it go. So I think the Warriors in 6.
Okay.
And, KD gonna get that ring.
And have you said
I'm
that
with
on? Have you said that on TNT? Will you say that? I'd rather you not, so we have the
Right.
exclusive.
No, I haven't said
Right.
that because
It sounds different coming from you now, but damn.
Yeah, no, to me, I didn't.
I won't bet on that. Now I don't bet. Now if I win, thank you. If I don't, Fish, I'm gonna be pissed.
I bet you
we'll bill
$5
you.
Cavs in
I'm
7.
gonna be pissed. I'm gonna be.
Yeah, 5.
No, he can't. Don't shake her hand. You're trying to get this man thrown out of the organization.
I with Derek
No, I
Fisher.
wouldn't. That's not a crazy bet.
Yeah.
If you think about last year, everybody thought the Warriors about to.
I'm gonna take your
Smack 'em up and
$5 though.
finish it
I'm
up.
gonna take your $5.
Yeah,
I mean,
go
if
ahead.
And then I'll make you
if I
sign
have
it.
to pay you, I'll pay my $5.
right.
I don't see that happening at the moment.
Derek Fisher is in the neighborhood. Fish, definitely want to thank you for coming in and hanging out with us, man.
Man.
And don't forget to all of our little ones out there, man. Derek Fisher Basketball Academy. It is going down June 26th through the 30th. Monday through Friday, open to all girls and all boys
love
out
that.
there, ages 8 to 14. Great. Now, if you want to get more information on the actual dates, and it's Edward R. is a Royal Learning Center?
Royable.
Yep. Royable Learning Center. That's downtown, you say?
Downtown, yes,
All righty,
sir.
cool in the gang. And to register, more information, DerekFisher.com. Once again, that's DerekFisher.com. and all kids are welcome, man.
Yes.
We're not talking about all these are the elite stars and this person over here is ranked, and you know what I'm saying?
Nah.
So if you want to give your kids, I won't say that extra edge, but just around that camaraderie and a great camp. And Derek Fisher is there daily. It's not just Derek Fisher coming for a photo and Derek Fisher name is on the actual camp and the t-shirt. He is there. More information, DerekFisher.com. Fish, we thank you for coming into the neighborhood.
Hey.
Thank you for hanging out with us.
2 things.
Tell me, brethren.
One, for any families that, need scholarship assistance, we do have some programs that set up for, families that can't afford the full price.
Yes, sir.
And we will do our best to try to meet families where they are so that, kids can participate. We can't make everybody happy, but we will do our best.
And then when you send actual camp too, like the facility, what you guys are bringing, what's there, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. It's
not
worth
like somebody walk away rich.
No,
you know
no,
what I'm saying?
no. This is just to pay for the camp.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
And then the second thing, we talked about like what it was like for the Lakers and how it brought the city together, etc. You also play a part in that.
Yes, sir.
And no matter what station you're on, you bring the city together in a way that no other personality does.
I appreciate
there's
that,
a reason
bro.
why guys and girls like to come and sit down and talk to you and chop it up and vibe with you, because the energy that you put into this, everybody can feel that.
Thank you, bro.
And so I and the city of LA also should thank you for the role
brother.
that you play. And just, people need to be able to enjoy, their daily lives. And when you turn on the radio in the morning, on the way to school, on the way to work, like, you play a part in people's lives.
Man, I appreciate that,
so
brother.
that's important to acknowledge.
I appreciate that, man. I thought you were going to say it earlier, but
You waited a long time.
I'm glad you didn't get out without saying it, man.
Save
You know
the
what I'm
best
saying?
for last.
You must have looked at your phone when I texted you. Thank you. No, I appreciate that, brother. I appreciate that, man. And I'll take that from you, bro.
Yes,
I
indeed.
appreciate that, man. And you continue to be the great person that you are, my
bro.
brother.
Thank
And
you.
once again, we will see you at your basketball camp. For more information, DerekFisher.com to get the dates, the fees, what's going on, the address, everything, and take your kid over there and have a great time. And once again, Derek Fisher, thank you for coming into the neighborhood. Big boy to the
Big
neighborhood.
boy.